Hey guys, how are you? Yes, the lighting here is extremely bad. I'm, remodeling the office, you can say, painting and doing a lot of stuff here. And I just moved in the PC only. That's why I didn't do an update yesterday because, I didn't have a PC plugged in. So that's why. Gold and silver looks amazing. I mean, we are at, 33.8 now. Gold silver ratio just above 88. I mean, it could be one hell of a ride from here. And yeah, the miners, what are they doing? They're performing well. Again, you know my level below 88 to down to like 87. That's when this whole thing should unravel. Again, if my thesis is correct, we will dive into the to the miners. I posted four yesterday. Looked fantastic. I will go through all of the lists that we have more or less because there's some that is just very very messy still. I will go through them. What are my views here? When to get in, when to get out. We will do it all. We will go through silver. We will go through the ratio. And yeah, so it will be a long video. But pause, get some coffee, tea, water, whatever you want to, and we will try to see where we are. This is you know, it's a big moment to get this 33 for silver taking out. It's really, again, something you don't see often when you get these levels. There were the big 26, which, by the way, the 26 was the level to take out. The others here is just, confirmation that we're going higher. But 36, excuse me, 26, my bad, 26 was the big one. The reason is, again, if we add the 26 right there, you can see it, we will make it a little bit thicker for you. The reason why 26, in my view, was so critical is that that was the final moment here back in 2013 where we finally broke down, okay? We finally broke down. So, and you can see here 26 when we finally completely re-engaged the bull market was also 26. We have the trend line coming from here to the break, 26. That was my personal, hey, my personal, level that, hey, we are going to go way higher for silver. And now we are at 26, up roughly 2% for the day here. Gold is doing well also. So the ratio is basically flat. Again, I'll go into the ratio here in just a bit. Daily candles for this silver here. FYI, I have added my momentum band once again. I want to have a period where I have it on. It's just something that I do like. Also together with Bollinger Bands, but then again, it gets very messy. Um, basically what it is the 50, the 100, and 200 day. And when you can see here, when you have a very low band, that means you don't have a clear direction. But that's also when you build up energy for, the big move higher. And once you start to expand on the momentum, that means you have a lot of momentum. And again, here you can see we are very compressed after a lot of momentum and volatility, basically. And now we're having compression again, and we are breaking above roughly 33.3, which, was the level that we look for. I said anything between, 33 to like 33.4 is, when it starts to look frisky. And yeah, look at that weekly candle. Beautiful, beautiful cup handle here. It doesn't look like a long period, this, but it's actually from October. So what is that? 5 months or so, plus minus a few. And we're breaking here. So again, target-wise, I have a target of roughly 38. Again, I haven't been measuring this here again. Let's see what it means for us here. We're breaking roughly there. This points to, yeah, 38. It's fine. Again, 38 for the cup and handle has been triggered yesterday, actually. Yesterday. And yeah, we're still grinding it higher. And please keep in mind also, I want to show you silver on a ratio against the Dixie, and also a chart that I posted it on X this morning. And again, here you can see like what the 26 level was in the USD. Look at this. Same thing again here, but measured against the Dixie. That was the first silver squeeze 4 years ago. 4 years ago. It feels like yesterday. I think it was Avino Silver Mines, Gold and Silver Miners, ASM, opened up. I think it was 150%. It gapped up and then gave it all back, and that was the high. So that was quite amazing. And look at that, we're here again. So this tells me that things for silver really, really start to outperform the dollar index above, in this case here, 0.33. And again, 26 on the silver chart. We had the big boom. Boom, here we go. This is the big one for this ratio. Again, we are breaking a 15-year horizontal level, meaning, in my opinion, yes, there are some smaller targets along the way, but boom, we're going to triangle high, in my opinion. So that means we're going to go all the way from 0.33 to roughly 0.66. That's 100% outperformance by silver compared to the dollar index. 100%. So that is amazing. That is truly amazing. Again, it could be that the dollar index, drops like 25%, and this gains what, 50 or 60 or whatever it is. But still, it is an outperformance, and yeah, beautiful. The ratio, let's look at the ratio a little bit here. Yes, I'm very bullish silver today here, and also I'm very intrigued to see how low they can pressure down silver tomorrow for the weekly close. Again, weekly close above this 33.3-ish would be ideal. But again, Friday, they really want to push it down, the big guys. So look at this, by the way. Again, let's remove the band here just for 1 second, because this is the view that we know. Gold silver ratio right here. Oh, there it is, the short-term support. Grinding up here, not very steep, right? Almost vertical. Horizontal, my bad. The vertical level there, roughly 88. The long-term downtrend here, roughly 88. To me, this means collapse in the gold to silver ratio when we get down to here. This will then be a prolonged, kind of like grinding, false breakout, where, the bulls tried to push gold higher in relation to silver, but they couldn't. It was just marginal. And to me, it confirms below 88. And if we want to be really technical, correct, you can say, it is when we take out from the, I want to show you, this is the formation, right? That is formed. It's not a formation, but it's basically like a fractal again, and that's the low of the fractal. So that should punch the hole in the ratio. So against 87.3-ish is when you see that whole thing. All these guys that are or were, more bullish on silver, or you can do like an investment where you buy gold, sell silver. They are now stuck here, and that's when they should start to say, hey, I might be incorrect with this whole breakout thing. So yeah, 88, 87 gold silver ratio. Let's move out. Let's zoom out it is and see what happens. So if that is a false breakout here, let's remove that and just to give a little bit of a clear view. If that's a false breakout from this fractal or setup, what does this mean for us? It means hello. Again, very often after a false breakout, you go to the entire other direction of whatever setup you had a false breakout from. In this case, we're talking roughly 70. And ultimately, I think that will be where we bounce. Of course, we will see a bounce here, and then it will fade and fizzle, and we are at the neckline of the big guy. The 10-year shoulder, head, large shoulder. Ideally, these were swapped, right? The left shoulder being the strongest and the right shoulder being the weakest. So again, this is longer down the line here. This is difficult to predict, right? But that is what I could see happen. And then again, we are in for the big one again. Here you have, this could be the start, right? Right here, all the way up here could be the start, bounce, bounce. And then once you start to trade below roughly 64, 63, you trigger one heck of a move here, all the way down to the lows of March, roughly March there in 2011 for the ratio. And whatever the price will be there for gold and silver, I do not know. But I do know that during this period, if we take from where we are today, if we get the moves, silver will be outperforming heavily. In this case, gold will be underperforming by 63%. That means I think, silver will be up like 120% compared to gold, if my math serves me correctly here. So yeah, decisive moment. These are big calls, I know, but again, sometimes you got to make the big calls that actually, this could be the start of something big for silver. And you are seeing silver here really, really pushing it. So yeah, that is silver and gold. Do we need to look at gold here just a tiny bit on the? Yeah, we can do this. We can easily do this. So this is a grade A setup breakout, right? I mean, you had the highs from 11 all the way down. You bounce there, push back, tagged again, little bull flag here at the end. Boom, off we go, all-time highs. How much more room does this have to run? It does have quite a lot. You can say here, very clean. There it is. I think I have to do 2 videos. Again, this will be more in-depth on the metals, and then I'll do the what's it called, the miners. So yeah, that's a beautiful flagpole. And then again, depending on how you are to add the start point, initially I would like to do it from the bottom. Again, the breakout is over here, but again, it's not, sometimes you don't get to these greedy targets, even though this looks kind of juicy, right? So that momentum there, I mean, if you get this kind of outperformance, I mean, that is, truly, truly out of this world. And remember, it could be in a, prolonged period here over the next 5-7 years where, 5 years maybe, where, the Dixie does well, right? But gold should outperform that. Again, here, should we try to take this measured move from here just to see how high it went on the, you can see it went all the way up to here, right? So that was that kind of momentum, overshot a tiny bit. If we add it here, you can see we didn't really reach it. So that is also why I like to take this one, because I think you get a lot higher success rate. Not saying that we could meet that target ultimately, but this seems like a more of a sweet spot here, that bottom, and then you measure from there. So yeah, gold looks fantastic. Still, are we at 3K? No, not yet. Gold 3K here, there's a ton of weird things going on, but again, we had a little structure here breaking out. Again, I think we'll reach 3K. We could reach that tomorrow, to be honest. Could reach 3K any second now, more or less. It's just yeah, gold doing gold things. That's really good. So that is the metals. I'm just thinking here, if we are to, I think we want to look at one. I wanna do a little bit more, guys, for you, because if we go to gold, there it is, gold, and we want to see again. Look at this. This is absolutely incredible. There it is. Look at the beauty, guys. We have the breakout for gold against the SPX. What more do we want, really? That's a beauty. The downtrend broken here, little wedge pattern, on the breakout sideways for basically 3 years, and we're breaking now. What does this mean? It means that gold is outperforming the broader markets. I mean, you're having a period now, and it seems like a long period, where gold will outperform the broader markets. And the big guys, they notice these kind of breakouts, so they want to chase, and get the highest return. And now they should start to see, hey, gold. They might be a little bit later on, but again, gold is probably most likely going to outperform the SPX. So they want to look for buying into ETFs. They might want to do miners, maybe. So massive breakout here for gold this month. These, as you can see, these breakouts, they don't come very often, right? We had one here where we had that sideways kind of like this here. So again, you're getting these breakouts once every, once every 20 years. You get these kind of changes in the markets. That is truly astonishing, really. Look at that. Again, we are getting a little bit extended here, I'm not gonna lie. So pull back and all that, again, we could be pulling back, right? And then we go higher, but the change in sentiment or direction between these two is in favor of gold. You can see here also, look at the tightness here of the momentum. So we went sideways for basically 4 years in this little triangle here, and then we broke. So momentum here has barely begun to push higher. On the weekly, by the way, the daily, we are having the momentum, but beautiful breakout there. What else do we want to dive into? I want to show you, we can do a little bit more gold here. I do like gold. We want to do silver also. I'm just gonna, okay, I haven't been looking at this for quite a while. So again, this is debt divided by gold. So when this drops means gold outperforms. We can invert this just to get a bit of a better view. And that was a 20 years, guys, 20 years squeeze. We broke there again early March 2024. And that again was when gold started to just outperform basically everything. And this means that gold from like 1 year ago, I had to pause that. So again, gold broke out there and started to heavily outperform debt. I mean, that is a good measure to actually outperform. And now we are at the parallel here, the red one. So there should be resistance somewhere around here. And that could be a place where gold might, stall for a bit. But again, it could also totally ignore it because we only have 1 on top and 2 on bottom. So we only have 3 points. And ideally, you have 2 on both sides to confirm it. You can also have 1 on top, for example, and 3 on the low side. And then you have a little bit of a phantom trend line. But again, let's see what happens here. It could also completely ignore it and just go higher. But you do know that we are in the debt, bonds, they broke down, like a few years ago. Amazing. I want to look at this again. I want to remember this is, again, we are going to invert this. So we have gold. When it increases, gold is outperform money or currency in circulation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we have the big guy here, the big one. We have gold divided by inflation. And again, we broke that cup and handle pattern early 2024. Well, maybe mid 2024, but roughly when gold broke out of its 2000 range, that's also when we broke here. The target of this bad boy here, that whole move, again, boom, we could be looking at 50 in this ratio. We are now at 10. So again, in an environment where inflation does extremely well, it will be somewhat high. Gold will outperform that by a factor of 5. The option here, absolutely gorgeous. We have 2 on both sides, you see. Therefore, my target initially is roughly 25. Then we could start to build momentum here potentially, and then go higher again later on. But yeah, gold across the board looks really, really strong. Again, I'm expecting like a longer, let's say 3 months worth of sideways action any moment. It could be here, it could be at 3200, it could be, again, we are at that stage where I wouldn't be surprised to see some pausing there. Silver, almost 2% here. How does it look in world currency units? A bit of a messy one here, not the prettiest. Silver divided by inflation. You can see here we haven't really been breaking the highs of 1980s just yet here, but same thing as silver divided by the Dixie. Look at this, the big breakdown here, right? We are getting back to that level again, roughly 0.11, and then you are back above the big breakdown in this ratio pair, silver and inflation. So really cool to see that as well. Silver here, divided by the SPX, just like we looked at on gold. Again, here very steep. Silver has been underperforming heavily. We know, but we are now breaking. This is a 4 years trend line coming down here. We have one on the low side here as well. That range there is actually getting broken as we speak. As we speak, we're breaking here a bit early, I know. A monthly breakout, so we have still 15 days left or so. And also when we get above that horizontal line there, I mean, silver is most likely going to here. Then we pull back. We have 3 on top. Then we could be breaking, and then you have again an 8-year breakout or like a 10-year breakout at that point. So interesting to see what the momentum looks like actually. Again, very tight here, extremely tight here. Bollinger Band on the weekly. We haven't really been seeing, it's not the most picture perfect Bollinger Band expansion, but it's still, I'll take it. Yeah, amazing to see here, really, really good. I don't have much more, guys, at this moment here. Just again, silver and gold looks really good. This is silver divided by PPI. And you can see here once we, again, we have continuation here. And we're breaking down. Again, you have to invert this. So if we do that, you can see that silver is actually, again, trying to break out against the PPI. And yeah, that is a good place to be. So silver, gold looks incredibly well. Platinum is also getting so interesting here, but that's for a different video. So I will stop here with regarding to silver and gold and the gold silver ratio, and I will do the video on the miners. Otherwise, it gets a little bit too long, both for me, but also for you, I guess. So have a great day, guys. Let's see what happens. Cheers. Bye.